Hello, this is Michael from Blue Gem Tarot, and in today's Pick a Card reading, I'm going to address a very interesting topic. I was actually inspired from the analytics from this one. Um, it's called Juicy Tea. Now, I think this is a very funny way to call a Pick a Card reading, and I was first hesitant, but now I'm actually very intrigued by this title as well. So what I wanted to say, expect sugar and expect some spice in here to be thrown into the reading because I will not hesitate and I will go into like all the possible aspects and details I can actually like drain from this reading for you. And so yeah, we have topic, Juicy on you. I will go into another section which is going to be who and what are your admirers saying about you. This is going to be a part of like your lovers, admirers, supporters, secret admirers, their perspective on what's happening, what they know about you, what they think, and what they talk about you. This like quite literally like I'm so stubborn with this. I'm gonna delve into some like I'm gonna expose their mind. Like that's the kind of intention I have for this reading. Like I'm kind of passionate today about that. So um and the next one is going to be what do your haters say and who these people are as well. I will not sit too much into that. I was thinking you have to know this part as well. You have to know what energy like surrounds you, not because you have to listen to it to take it in. You have to filter it, but as well be prepared, in case you find a hater, in case you know who this person is, in case like for you to properly address the situation and to be on top of the game, and rightfully so, like for you to not lose anything like along the lines of like I don't know, reputation or whatever that means for you specifically, because I haven't yet looked up in the cards like the information, but yeah, I will focus on the details in here, and I want this reading to be relaxing and fun to watch and to read. Also, know that whatever it is that I'm gonna say in here, I will place the most attention and intent on discovering who you are, what's the tea on you, specifically on who you are and not what you're doing. Okay, so this is going to be quite effortless. So that means this is going to be the admiration and the tea that has been like around you, and of course positive one, of course, like and the one pertaining to your being. So that means you won't have to like create a very like strong image, whatever. It's going to be like focused, a reading focused on your essence. Like yeah, too many words. Okay. Let's begin the reading. Before I do that, however, let me announce we have three piles. I am thinking of a half an hour for each, and we have three pins in here. First pin has a red bus. It has written on it London. Second pile has a black cat, and third pile has a pin with like a plant. Okay. I thought it's a cactus, but no, it's actually a plant. Okay. Take your time. You can actually look up the other piles as well if you find that you are drawn to multiple piles. Also, keep in mind, like, I've had some comments lately saying, like, almost like competing with the information I gave in the reading. Uh, I'm sorry if that's the case for you. Like, um, I'm not competing or I'm not trying to prove anything to you. If anything, I'm just trying to convey some information for you to just have fun and to be informed. If you feel like there is some, like, maybe triggering stuff or information that you'd rather not listen to or you don't agree with, then perhaps that's it. Perhaps it was a message that wasn't meant to be listened to, or it's something that maybe it's not for you, yeah, it's something like this. Like, I'm not trying to compete with you people, like, honestly, I have my own life to live, so the most of my time and focus goes into how can I better improve your experience with my reads. And the primary intention is for you to be aware, for you to be also relaxed, happy, to have fun in the reads. But I'm not trying to get at you. I'm not trying to prove anything to you. This is a general reading, so, and also a tarot reading. So if you don't resonate with something, I appreciate the interactions. You can still comment below your disagreements because it's going to give me some sort of like popularity, because it's an interaction as well, and yeah, everything is welcomed. But I was thinking about stopping at this specifically for your own comfort and peace of mind, because I'm really, if you haven't seen already, like my readings are just for fun, they're not trying to get at you in any way, shape, or form. And I think that if you look at the comments and at the older videos as well, you're going to find out the same thing. It's the channel itself, and the reads are a way for me to exchange value and to bring a light in your life if you accept it, and if you are willing to listen to it, and if you are willing to agree that it resonates and it's about you. If it's not, it's okay as well. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to say. For the people who were like quite distressed in the comments saying that, something is wrong, or maybe like you don't agree, completely fine for me. I really hope you find comfort, and if it means that you won't find it on my channel, then I'm kind of like, I'll be sad a bit. But yeah, you just have to find what suits you best, and if this is not my reading, then perhaps it's not my reading, and that's the deal. Okay, so yeah, that's all. So many words today. Okay, let's begin the reading with pile number 1. Hello and welcome, pile number 1. I'm going to investigate like what's the juicy tea on you. And I want to say we have in here some very interesting stuff. Like, I want to say this is the case of someone who has managed to make an impression, then they completely changed it, and it's for the better, or whatever the case may be for you. But I feel like the energy is for the better. I feel like there are layers of respect and power building themselves up in regards to your persona, okay? People are starting to change the views or the thoughts that they had associated with you. And we have in here some very strange but powerful energies in regards to maturing, changing, transforming, and showing things that you usually just don't show, okay? I feel like specifically, I will stop at the Page of Cups in reverse. We have an energy of, from this card, coming off as very youthful, emotional, or it can be also very playful and innocent. People might have seen you like this in the past, or it's as if people somehow decided to reframe your concept or character in this like frame of the Page of Cups, and like this mentality, this whole concept of you, who you are, a very emotional person, or someone who is very like youthful, innocent, whatever. I feel like and like this is hilarious. People regretted underestimating you, okay? This is such an interesting reminder or situation of someone who likes to be underestimated, for them to catch people by surprise afterwards. I feel like you do have this, like you are not playing a facade, or you're not necessarily like not innocent or whatever, because I'll go into some other details of the reading. But I feel like specifically with the Page, it's something you learned to layer or to selectively apply in your life to such a degree that you control your personality. So with this boss, it's like almost with this boss pin, it's like almost you're stopping at different stations in your life with different types of identities, and you're so easily shifting them and saving the parts that you like, and not really discarding but refining the ones that you don't. Okay, I see in here huge, powerful, like immense transformation, pile number one. And I don't know what you're doing, but it gives me an energy of someone who's learning stuff in life pretty quickly, someone who's very passionate about studying like maybe patterns in life or yourself. This is going to be playing itself out as well. And the T is like, I don't know anymore who they are. I feel like we have in here some past situations where with the Five of Cups reversed, you may have been scattered. You may have been feeling like not at like your best of energies, or you could have been emotionally like overloaded with stuff. Okay. Uh, Specifically because in relationship with the page is like someone who's very emotional, or someone who you would say is or is like their emotions are like overwhelming them, you know. But this is like a very like misguided thing, like people are judging almost, but I feel like this energy abruptly ended. Okay, it's as if, you know, it's giving me a situation where, for example, we have like a lost a person who's feeling lost and overwhelmed, and the next day they come at work, or they come into the play, or like into the play of life, you know, and they show something completely different, you know, and people are like, but I knew them like this, you know, very emotional and stuff, and look at them, like they're behaving, or they're like in a way even better than me. So we have in here even envy, like people thought that you're going to play out as this page, and they like framed you in that energy, like framed your personality in that, and they thought that this is going to be like this forever, or like forever meaning that you're not going to be able to change it. People see refinement in you. I want to stress this out powerfully, so with a spiritual guide. Okay, this is a very spiritual pile. I feel like even with if we had like the energy of the page, what I was talking about in there at first, it was an energy of maybe you coming to a realization how you can actually like fix, or not even fix but heal actually, the parts of you that are very emotional, and you have managed to do a very good job at it, I want to say, because we have this Five of Cups flipped. Five of Cups is a very disappointment, almost like depression or suffering type of card, but it's right next to the Judgment. It's like you let go, you released the pain, you released the people are saying that you released your pain, your emotions, your burdens, and they don't know how you did it. They look at you and they don't know who you are. Okay, pile number one. This is insane, and I feel like this is not the end. Okay, so if people underestimated you and you have managed to surprise them, imagine their surprise when they're going to find out that you're going to further advance and evolve. Like this is reminding me of a situation actually from a movie. Like I was a fan of the Hunger Games when I was a bit more like in my school years, whatever. And I remember there was like a character called Joanna, and she was talking to the main like protagonist, saying that, you know, I played like a fool, or I played like I was innocent, and I played like I was the lost girl, you know, something like this. And when the games began and everyone had to fend for themselves, she showed some very fierce aspects of herself, specifically because she was trying to let people know that she's going to be like easy prey, and to outsmart them, and, you know, to gain an advantage, you know, for people to not consider her a threat, you know, for her like naivety or for her weakness. But it was all part of the plan, you know, and she like showed her fierceness in battle and even won. Like she was one of the winners, you know, in I think she was it was a long time I read this book and watched the movie, but I think she was a winner there or something like this. And it was because of her very cunning nature. I want to say the positives in here, that people see you as very detached in a way, that you are not interested in like almost like not interested in gossip or not interested in very superficial stuff. You're a very like, with spiritual guide, it's like very spiritual person, also interested in what's like real, also was interested, you're interested in something that is tangible to the reality. So people are seeing you as a very hardcore individual, someone who's in for the work, who's in for the real deal in life. So it's not about like, this pile is very serious, this pile is very complex, and we have the brawler, lack of empathy and confrontation. I feel like you, with the energy of the page, you had this appearance of someone who's very soft, emotional, whatever. Right now, you're in the brawler, lack of empathy and confrontation. Quite literally, people soiled themselves when they saw the brawler in you. They saw that you are someone who is not even ready to fight, but actually willing. So it's like someone discovered in here your rough edges, and they're saying like, oh God, like I don't know what to expect from them. Like what's next? If they thrown their personality and expression to such extremes, then we really don't know who it is that we are dealing with. And you're quite popular at that. Like I want to say, you have some quite powerful rumors in here because of that. Like I have in here envious, also troubled, like heavily troubled individuals saying like, I don't know what's happening, honestly. And you're like the star, and you're very different actually. Like some sort of like tea from this reading is coming off as you being very different, or you have some interests and things written either on your face, on on your soul, whatever, that are saying that you are having different pursuits than the general demographic. Okay, so very hardcore. This is like, I didn't choose to be naive and to learn lessons for nothing, you know. I choose to still love people, but I'm like very powerful. People are going to beg to be in your close circle. And this is going to be the people who at first judged you and called you like, it's coming off as like weak, but this is like their own perception or their own judgment they're imposing upon themselves. We have in here, your hard work is paying off. Okay, it's in reverse. Not only you have managed to do that, it feels to me like people are expecting surprises from you, and people are actually not, almost like, I don't want to get into their way, or I want to be in good graces with pile number one because I'm afraid. And not I'm afraid because, you know, you're going to beat them up. However, with a brawler, I can literally say that this pile is capable of something like this if they really want. Like you have to drive them towards that, but quite capable of that. But with your hard work paying off, I feel like you still, it being in reverse, you are still reaping the actual effects of your transformations. So that means your character is unfolding. The qualities in you that you're showing right now are only a fraction of what you're capable of showing, and it's only indicating a sort of, it's literally giving me like a rising star person. Okay, it's giving me a person who's rising from the ashes, and it's almost like rising from the ashes of despair. For some it's going to be judgment, for some it's going to be like belittlement, people calling you weak, people calling you emotional, people really like a pile of junk and garbage being like onto you, you know. And it's not yours, it's not, it was never yours, but you like at some point burned through all of this, and people are like, but I expected them to be down about it, but I expected them to be heartbroken, to be down, to be defeated, but they burned through all of this, and they even like learned a lesson as a result of it, and now they're even more powerful than the challenges that we have thrown at them. Also, this pile, people are saying that they have to keep their tricks hidden, or they have to keep their intimidations hidden, almost as if because you are becoming immune. There is immunity in this pile. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, can people really intimidate you? Because if they can at first, with the page being in the reverse, you need that 1, 2, 3 days and you're back into business, you know? It's like, and not almost like you're not only back in business, but with a brawler, karma is getting back at you, you know? It's like, you did that, now I remember it, and you're going to face the consequences. So it's like almost like you remember really, really well the people who loved, helped, and supported you, and the ones who brought you down. For the people you loved, supported, these people know, and they're also afraid, okay? They know that they can keep you in good graces and that they have to, despite like, they actually love you, but there is a sort of fear of, I don't know if this person is even human anymore, you know? Something about you is quite unusual, to say the least, especially with the judgment. It's almost like you are from this world, in this world, but not from this world, something like this. So it's like a step, like you have a step into this world on this planet, and the other is like in spirituality. And some people are like, but we thought that they are going to react in a very human low way, you know, almost as if people expected you are going to snap back at them, or if you were to be judged or brought down, people expected some sort of retaliation, some sort of response. I feel like this pile held it all in and somehow transformed, alchemized it, and made it work in their favor. You know, it's almost giving me the energy of a fighter who was so used to like being beaten up that they learned every single move of their opponent. And in this case, it's like almost a brilliant mastermind who, it's not almost, but I'm giving like a comparison. It's like you are the mastermind who predicts now and knows every single move of the people who have hurt you or the people who underestimated you. And now the tables have turned. Literally, the tables have turned. People are afraid that they underestimated and that they showed their true face. They thought that you're going to remain in this like low energy, low, helpless, almost emotional overwhelm energy. But we have in here dance with life reverse. Let me read it actually, what's written in here. Do something to change your energy, so it's being in reverse. It all happened like by itself somehow, or you initiated it. Like it's giving me shadow work, transformations in emotions, whatever that means for you specifically. But with the judgment, it's like very powerful person, very powerful, specifically in regards to spirituality and emotions, of course, transforming issues into diamonds, transforming issues into money as well. I haven't seen pentacles in here, but yeah, I feel like you're in for huge surprises with people, and the tea, it's like so intriguing in here for pile number one, simply because it's very complex and it's very like, at first people underestimated, and now it's like the cauldron is brewing again. So it's like people are hiding. Okay, I'm not kidding. This pile, people are like looking in the shadows, from the shadows at you, and like, I think I have to change my way in which I relate to them, because I literally don't know anymore who they are, and I should be more careful. Also taken for granted. That's what's coming through. People, they have taken you for granted for this energy, of for this youthful energy, which was very reasonable and friendly. People didn't have to take advantage of it, or people didn't have to judge or criticize you over it. It's hilarious, to be honest. Yeah, we have alchemy in reverse. I was looking at the card. Man, you are in for, oh my God, integration. Okay. You're in for so many transformations ahead of you, pile number one. Your tea, honestly, I want you to see what I see. I see, you know when you have, when you go in cinemas and they have 4D or even 5D, I don't even know. And at some point, when you watch these, if you visited one, it's like they have effects such as like fragrances, water, like lightning, like bright lights there. And when you go to a horror movie, at this like setup, it's terrifying, but increasingly so because it's like literally up a notch, terrifying. So in this case, it's almost like people expected they're going to go at the cinema in, let's say, at least 2D or 3D. Some people were like hesitant. They thought, that, they have to look out for you. These people were like more into 3D when they jumped in with their conclusions about you. But they didn't realize that not only this is going to be not a regular movie, this is going to be like a scary movie for them. And also it was actually a 5D, so almost as if these people were watching the cinema and the effects were so real to them that they actually got scared. Like, I don't know if I helped you with that metaphor, but it's almost as if people strongly underestimated you and now they're paying the price. Okay. Yeah. Now what I want to do is go into the section of, where is that paper? um who and what are your admirers saying? This is going to be interesting. Man, and this section is as well very, very interesting, like very spicy. Um, First of all, let me delve into, this would be more correct to say who these people are going to be. And I feel like we haven't here twice the Three of Swords and upright. We have again the Hermit twice in reverse, and as well we have the Judgment twice. So I don't know what you're doing, pile number one, but I feel like, sadly, the people you love, you kept them away, you kept them in the shadows in regards to your pains. And why I say pains, because I see the Three of Swords twice, and not gonna lie, this for some people, for your lovers, for your supporters, and I wanted to focus on lovers specifically. This is going to be like romantic interest in here. These people, they know you are in pain. They are very aware that you were and that you are maybe right now in pain, or about the lessons you have gone in life through. But you chose to keep them, like, I want to deal with this alone. It's that kind of energy. And they were waiting. They are always waiting in the shadows. Like, no matter where I look in this reading, I always see a companion in these cards. So it's like this black cat. Even in the Three of Swords, where you don't see a cat, we see a bird outside. So it's like raining in this card, and literally, pile number one, you have some very worried people. And this is like almost admirers and lovers who are so, so, so sad that you keep them away, and that you are not letting your burdens, like you're not sharing your burdens onto them, but it's almost as though you are like choosing to do so because you know you have to alchemize this on your own. So this is actually hilarious. We have the Four of Swords. It's like, give me time to digest it, like, by myself. So it's like you could be that person to isolate in pain. They're saying that they're so worried, like you, almost like you are breaking their heart because they're so worried about you and you're not letting them comfort you. And we have many for pile number one. You have many admirers who are like literally waiting for some sort of signal from your side. I would like for you to notice the Three of Swords with this like pink lady like cutting her wings, feathers, whatever. There is like a concerned man in the distance there, and also with the Three of Swords from the other deck, with a bed in here, like with ink spilled onto the bed. We have a bird outside, like almost floating in the air or like wanting to see what is going on in there, you know, even like withstanding and enduring the rain. So I would expect pile number one, like you're driving me crazy. We have lovers in here who are going to at some point jump at your rescue, almost to their own detriment for some, and almost as if some people are so careless with their own safety or concern that they're going to come and rescue you, and do that even if it means that they're going to get hurt as a result. I don't know why this came through, but I feel like we have some people who are willing to lay their like soul, you know, in your hands, but you, for you to not suffer, you know, it's like you have such powerful desire to be held, to be loved, and to be comforted by people, but you're not going to let that happen, you know. Very concerned like this. You're not going to let people in with Five of Pentacles. Either you're scared, you're afraid, but for some it's like, I want to deal with this alone, and that's all. I honestly don't know what's the deal in here, because with the T, in regards to T, it's you are a very strong person, but it's almost like you don't have to be strong with me, you know. It's like that kind of energy of your supporters saying that you are strong and I know that, but you don't have to be strong with me. You can be weak with me. You can allow me to be there for you. You can allow me to help you with the Three of Swords, and you don't have to go through this alone, okay? Because we have Hermit twice, Three of Swords twice, the world, not the world, the Judgment. It's like you are used to going through this alone, and man, this is like you hurt people by hurting on your own. Don't keep these people in shadows about your suffering, or at least give them some sort of confirmation that you're going to be alright, because I literally see someone having such a powerful like heartbreak because they see you in pain, okay? And this is coming through. I know that I said this is going to be lovers, supporters, people who love you, but strongly this is a romantic interest. And for some, like if you have a partner, this is going to be your partner big time, someone who really knows you, or someone, if you are not in a relationship with someone, this is like very close friend. This is someone who's crushing on you and seeing that you are going through a lot and very concerned, ready to jump in, just say the word, you know. Also, if we are asking in broader terms, this is going to be, of course, friends. This is going to be co-workers. This is going to be also family members in here. And also people from your past with a star, some like long-term, long-distance relationships, or people you kept contact with for a very long time. They don't know literally anything about you, but they at times can see you in pain, or somehow find out that things are uncertain or unclear about you, and they're like very worried about you. Still, we have an impression that you are a very like steel person, someone who's a very like almost iron made steel type of person, someone who you don't mess with, you know. It's almost giving me an image. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this pile, you are driving me insane. You are giving me an image of someone who has a very rough attitude of, I'm gonna take everything that's painful and every suffering I get and transform it, and I will show the whole world that I am unbeatable. And we have in here some very gentle people coming through and saying like, you don't have to be strong for me, I believe in you, and you don't have to like show it. I know that you're powerful, I know that you're strong, and I know that you can and will succeed, but please be more careful, be more, let me carry it for you as well, you know but you're still stubborn, okay? So we have, like, I'm not gonna lie, people see you very, like, fiery. This could be that you embody multiple energies. Like, this is also very rare, but I feel like you are embodying very balanced and different energies at the same time, and your lovers are saying that you're keeping them in the dark. Yeah, I think I just have to emphasize this. People, like, if you're fighting, let's say, from the first message with the page being reversed, if you're fighting from some sort of, like, stance of, like, I'm not good enough, or it's not that, but it's like, I'm not necessarily, like, done with showing who I am. These people know, okay? Your lovers, they know you. They know that you're powerful, okay? With the Knight of Swords, it's literally like, give me only like a hint to join the battle and I'm ready. And these people are very strongly, powerfully assisting you in the idea that you are indeed powerful, and they feel it. They don't have to show, you don't have to show it to them. They know it. They know it deep inside of them, okay? So, in general, people see that you are very powerful. Your admirers see you as a very special, a very unique person, someone they're ready to, like, stick their hand into fire for you. Um, they want you to be more relaxed. They want you to be more at peace or in your comfort. Quite concerned for pile number one. They know that you're going to make it work because we have in here the brawler. And with spiritual guide, I feel like people are saying that you are even wiser than they are and that they somehow trust your discernment. But for you to understand what I'm talking about, imagine or recall someone you really, really love. And if this is not your partner, this can be your mother, this can be your father, whatever the case may be, someone you hold really dearly to your heart. Now imagine them suffering and you being there, like, behind the panel of unbreakable glass, and being like, imagine the state of affairs with you, seeing the level of pain and suffering they go through, and you are unable to help because they are keeping you outside, you know? Now, that's the image that I'm seeing, and that's the accurate representation of what people feel when they see you going through pain. And it's like, they want to be there for you 100%, but either you're not wanting to share, either you're wanting to work it on your own, and you're realizing this is like a tower moment or a spiritual transformation of sorts, or you are not trusting them, or you are not wanting to be a burden for some. But whatever it is that you're doing, know that your lovers are on edge with your, like, with your level of comfort or lack thereof, because I feel like this is like a situation where people try to be your friends, people try to be your companions, and they're like there for you, but mm, you're not that type of person to be in groups, you're not that type of person to say everything that you're going through. And it's like, for some it's almost annoying because, as I said, the comparison or the metaphor of, like, you seeing someone in pain, wanting to comfort them, but they keep the, like, glass pane, the glass wall in between of you two, and it's like impossible to lend a helping hand in the situation because, yeah, uh, you are in for yourself, some issue like this. You're in for transforming and solving your pains on your own. And this could be a thing that you did for a very long time, and perhaps, like, you're too used to it, and it's like now playing in your disadvantage somehow. And yeah, these people are suffering a bit, a bit more than you would expect, actually. So I decided I'm gonna take, on top of these cards, these two pairs of cards, a third pair. Um, And this is lovey-dovey energy, okay? Because we have in here Two of Wands, Two of Cups, the Hermit again reversed, like I'm gonna start cursing, okay? But I can't because monetization. Um, we have the blank card reversed, King of Wands, and the Lovers. Are you done yet? Like, are you done? Are you done living your pains alone? Because these cards, like Two of Wands, Two of Cups, love energy, nurturing energy, the Hermit again. And it's not like you're doing something wrong, okay? I don't want you to get the idea that you are necessarily like doing something so like powerfully wrong that you're not sharing, okay? It's like you're used to doing that, but it's almost like you have an inner cosmos in there that you're working on and that you're going through and that you're transforming, like a lot of stuff you're not saying to the whole like world. But with the Lovers, like this is the energy or the information I gave you, besides like powerfully coming through as lovers. And this is like, if the first cards were in general people who love you and one person, I got a hint of that. With the Lovers, this is very concrete example of someone specifically being worried for you from the distance if they haven't reached out. Okay, what's going on with this person? Because I'm gonna start cursing in here, okay? Two of Swords. You don't let them in. Okay. Again. Oh my god. Yeah, you're like Nine of Cups, okay. I'm so holding in to not curse, okay? You just have to really like believe me when I say, yeah, you're stubborn and working alone, you know? And this person is like, will they let me in at some point? Will they like actually enlighten me as well about their emotions or about what they're feeling? Because if you are going to look at it, oh no, an attachment. If you're going to look at it with the Lovers, it's like this person is seeing or communicating with two people. And this person is like very, very intimately aware of what it is that you're going through, but you are like only showing the best sides and keeping the other, like we have is that where, I don't know. Okay, we have like a twin, like joint twins in here, okay? So you show only one part of yourself, but you're actually very weary. With the King of Wands, it's like you have the fire and you're quite ready for 1,000 fights already, but you're weary, and there is something about you saying that you are weary, and not, it's not because it's like either physical whatever. It's like you're tired of fighting, okay? You're tired of fighting. Seven of Wands. You want peace, and this person is ready to give it to you. It's ready to hold you, okay? Yeah, you pushed me towards that message. It's your fault. It's not mine. We have also the blank card reversed, so that means you keep people in the dark. You disappear. You disappear from the radar. You'll have to learn to love. You'll have to learn to open yourself up because it's hilarious, okay? It's like you can't keep going like this forever, and I feel like this is going to be there is going to be a point of progression in time where you're going to realize that the next step in the game is actually stepping out of loneliness, and I feel like you already have a person there, to say the least, okay? You already have a person who is kind of waiting for you to feel better, okay? Yeah, it's like, yeah, this person with productivity. I was like shuffling the cards, looking at the cards. This person is patiently waiting for you, okay? It's very endearing, actually. Like someone wanting for you to clear up this whole barrier of sorts, you know? That's quite fascinating. You have some very deep, like some very deep connection in here with a person, and yeah, relationship in reverse, but you're not sure about it. Like you're not necessarily seeing it as for what it is, you know? Yeah, so I think it's quite nice to say that this pile, your T, is quite complex at the idea of how you're evolving and how you are transforming, and generally, like you are the situation, like you are in a situation where people perceive you as being like in some sort of struggles, and they identify your person with them, but you outgrow these problems, and now they're like at some point like wondering like who you are if you're not your struggles anymore. Like it's almost like a question of do we really have to keep refining and reframing what we know about this person, because we're kind of tired. We are tired of the unexpected tricks this person is like bringing to the table. Okay. I think that was all for the section of what's the tea about your like the people who love, admire, and yeah, the people who love and admire you. Now let's go into some other heavy stuff with what do your haters say and who they are. Okay. Okay, and for the section of your haters, this is, let's say this is funny because because this is actually funny. We have the Nine of Wands being reversed. Pile number one, congratulations. You really know who your haters are. I don't feel like I have to enlighten you on this whole subject. Nine of Wands, these are people who are keeping a sort of distance with you. These people are also the ones who created this whole first impression. Yeah, almost cursed. Seven of Wands, like you know their intentions already. And for some of you, like for the majority of you, I feel like, and you're going to know if this is you are actually inspiring your haters with a star reversed. It's like, that situation where at first you might be picking fights with someone, but time goes by, they really know who you are, they discover that they were wrong about you, and you're actually starting to become real good friends. You can be at times really hesitant to trust them, but they're actually like deep inside of them actually fascinated by you. I feel like this pile, you have a very special room compartment in your haters' hearts, because you are very like, throw at me whatever you know and you can, because I will transform it. I feel like with your haters, who they are and what they're saying about you, this could be like very shady, disappointed, or in life very like stressed people who kind of have this capacity to overflow their issues upon you, or throw their whole like pain upon you. They're very like, you have the Queen of Wands in here. It's like you are not going to necessarily like fight them or actively hunt them down, but with the Queen of Wands, like if I want, I can do that. But I really love you, or you have this unconditional love for people that you're like really holding this aggression in. And it's not because it's there and you're actually like in denial or hiding about it, but because you're powerful enough to actually address it in a very confrontational and military type of way. But you're not doing this on purpose, because you want to see the good in people, and these people are like astonished, like how in the world you're capable of taking so much negativity and actually not take it personally and redirect it. I feel like with the Temperance card being in reverse, I feel like people or your haters might have seen you in your low spots in life, or in low spots in specific situations in here, but I feel like it's you remained unfazed in the long term. You changed, you transformed, as I said, like in the beginning of the reading, and it's like I feel like you've had haters who saw you from a very like, they are higher and you are below them. But now things have turned, and it's like almost, if this is a co-worker situation, if these people you cannot avoid them, it's almost giving me a feeling of they might be above you on the career scale, but they realized that as a person on a spiritual level, you're actually higher up than they are. And it's like also envy in here, but some people are actually very oblivious and quite ignorant about what it is that you show up or what it is that you represent as a person, and they're quite like confused. They don't see beyond like this. Some people are quite lacking the introspection or the progress or experience that you are possessing, and it's almost like these people are not like with the tower in reverse, okay? They don't see your brilliance. Some people in here won't and don't see your brilliance, but they feel like there is something different about you. There is something very loving or nurturing about you, and that you're open for good interactions. You're in for good and decent interactions, and this is actually making them feel upset, or it's actually that they are being revealed. Like if you are a decent person and responding with love and with boundaries to situations that are not normal, they're actually questioning their own almost sanity, or they're questioning their own motivations or reactions. Because, when you bring love in a situation that is abusive, you have this contrast, and it's almost giving me like you bring that light, with the star card being reversed, you bring this love and light. You bring this love, unconditional love, to the people that almost like people who hate you. You're not selective about your love, and these haters, they're very aware of that, and they're actually like surprised, or they don't know what you did, like what on earth did pile number one do that they're so loving, even though we've tried to bring them down in the past. And I'm not saying that you're foolishly like giving love to people who hated you and that you are like inviting abuse. No, this is more energy of defense if necessary, but also placing priority on love. And if you're going to be taken for granted, I feel like this pile is quickly going to withdraw and cut people out if this is necessary. But more so, you realize that people need love and not hate or um, scrutiny. Is that the word? I don't know. They don't need fierceness, they don't need harshness directed at them, they need compassion. And some people are like really troubled, like they are really 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 pensive and troubled about the fact that you gave them something that they gave you the complete opposite of in the beginning. So yeah, that was all pile number one. Yeah, I said half an hour, but we have 45 minutes. That was all. I want to say we have in here some. I cannot say it's really like really 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 spicy like as I was expecting, but I think we have some more priority type of energies. Like what can I say? We have the Hermit card three times in the reading from different decks. I'm surprised we don't have the Hermit from the fourth kind of pile, because this is quite hilarious. The energy I got, you are alone, and oh my god, like all of them, let's say one, two, three, all the three cards from all the different decks, they're all in reverse. And when I see the Hermit in reverse, this is someone who's either very alone, closed off, on their own, solitary, solitude, loving, and with the five of Pentacles, also someone who doesn't let people in. Yeah, if you see yourself in this reading, make sure to comment. But yeah, it's very much alchemy about this pile, and it's almost like people are starting to see it. They are starting to see the signs that you're transforming and that you're becoming something that is quite unpredictable for them, and it's actually confusing, but at the same time comforting for the people that you gave love to. So I want to say that you did a great job in here, and it's not an easy thing to do. Okay? So that was all pile number one. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you're not already, and make sure to check out my old videos as well. Take care. Pile number two, you chose the cat, the black cat pin. I don't know what's going on today, but I want to say that these reads are driving me insane with the level of intensity that I see in here being reflected. Now, the reason might be that you are that intense, or there is something about today or this reading that's making it so that everything is flying out the radar, you know? Um, because for pile number two, I'll not say the spoilers from one, but we have some very maximalistic cards, okay? First of all, let's see what's the general, what's the juicy tea on you, okay? We have Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? This is giving me Empress type of energy, and I want to say we also have the Emperor. You could be that either you, if you are in a relationship, you're a power couple, and people are saying that you are really well put together and that you represent like very harmonious like couple, a very harmonious like extremes of a couple. So this is divine feminine, divine masculine. If you are not in a relationship, this can also apply with the fact that you are a very, very good example of someone either in their masculine or feminine expression. It could be also a polarity, or you have both energies really settled in. So this is also very like stable or stabilized energy in general. So it could be that we are dealing in here with a very also spiritual person, or someone very advanced in life, or in life and self-awareness, in life, in experience and spirituality, all of them. It can be a combination of those, but people are saying with the Star Mother, not only you're presenting the mother in here, which is nurturing, very kind, very compassionate, very, very, very like, I want to be in their presence, I want to be with them, I want to hang out with them, I want to listen to them, I want to be with them like all day every day, this pile. Like, now hear me out. I know not everyone is going to be popular, or perhaps everyone is going to be. I don't know anymore because these reads are crazy. But Star, Star Mother, word of town is circulating. Word of town is circulating about you, loudly, for some silently. There is word about you. There is word, no, it's words, it's sentences, it's a lot of information. This is all in regards to your kindness. This is all in regards to your love, compassion, and nurturing energy. People want to stick up with you, like stick up to you, stick up to your energy, almost like, damn, like when you leave the room, it's giving me with this expect powerful change, like there is an eclipse. I don't know what you're doing. Those of you who are delving into witchcraft, stop messing with people's lives, okay? Pile number two, stop messing with people's lives, okay? Because Four of Pentacles, people want to be with you. People want to be holding you close to them for very different reasons in here. And we'll be delving into the demographics. It feels like very hot and cold. Like, this pile, it's giving me the energy of someone who's like hot and cold, but not with a partner necessarily, but in this case specifically, it can be also with a partner, but hot and cold with the world. You leave people in the dark when you leave the room, because it's like, pile number two, like, we have to be honest in here. You are going to tell me in the comment section what kind of spell, witchcraft, magic you are doing in there, because I feel like you got some people hooked on your energy, okay? And this is like not. Is it not normal? I don't know. This is not usual, okay? What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to people that they are so eagerly awaiting for your presence to be announced? Um, and this can also, because we have the Emperor, or sorry, the Star Mother, it could be very quiet. So it's not like you have a stage, though it can also be the case that people feel like you deserve a stage, or you might have one in some metaphoric way, in some metaphoric sense, let's say. But what are you doing that you got some people addicted to you, okay? What are you doing that you are so almost like, it's giving me very seductive? And It's hilarious because I don't feel like this pile is specifically manipulating people to do that. But you are seductive, okay? We have three of wands. People look at you and they are honestly like fired up. People are looking at you and thinking, what's their next endeavor? And how can we be a part of it? How can we be a part of it and somehow like benefit from it? Almost like people want to treat you like a royalty. I don't know why, okay? Don't blame me, blame the energy, but this is what I'm seeing. New moon eclipse, expect powerful change. People see something in you that they realize that you are someone really important. Either you are already or you are becoming someone really important. This is almost giving like, you know, yeah, I don't want to go on a big tangent in here, but I feel like um, when people are not very advanced in self-awareness, they are not necessarily able to embody specific archetypes or very pure essences of concepts or, like as I said, card archetypes. So, for example, if a masculine, sorry, if a man has traumas in directions such as masculinity, for example, then, or he has like masculine related traumas linked to their dad, okay, then I would bet that this person is going to have issues with their masculine expression. Either they're already having it or they are going to have it, and it's going to impact money, relationships, whatever. I think I'm gonna start a channel on self-development very soon. But I feel like this pile has managed to refine themselves to such a degree that they're able to now express their full capacity for an archetype. So if you really love an archetype, and this is giving me feminine, because we have the three of wands with the feminine energy and the mother, but we also have the emperor. So it could be that you are representing both. You can be capable of balancing both. But I want to say, very clear expression, very powerful expression, very unique expression as well. And there is something about you that's very pure, about how you're able to reflect these qualities. So, for example, when you have the general demographic of people who are traumatized in life, they are only able to express a fraction of their potential of or power. For example, someone who, let's say, is a fire sign, because we have fire in here. They could be expressing themselves either in a fraction of their power of the fire, of like, which represents ambition, direction, achievement, propulsion in life. If they are traumatized or if they have something that impedes this expression, then they are going to either manifest themselves in very egoic ways, or they're going to not be able to express at all, and they're going to have issues in directing themselves in life, in being directed at doing something, or having like issues with motivation, passion. They can be also depressive, okay? No, I feel like this pile has the complete opposite. So you are fired up. You are an individuality in here. You are someone who is very much so like powerfully pursuing life with their presence, with their own like ambition, and yeah, this is this is quite hilarious. We have word of town really circulating about you. If you're wondering, with the Four of Pentacles, this can be quiet also, but this can also be quite intimidating because I feel like you can be private. I feel like with the Emperor, you like to be in the shadows, or perhaps you like publicity, or you like to be exposed, but very like in percentages that are controlled by you, you know? You're very attractive. The word of town, or the juicy tea about you is that you're very attractive and that you don't need anyone, or that you not necessarily like are independent, that you don't need anyone, but you know how to direct yourself in life with the three of wands. Like, you see your way in life in such a clear way. Like, there is no doubt you know what you're doing. There is no doubt that you got what it takes to create fortune and to control your life in a very discerning way. Discernful. Also, with the emperor and the king, I don't know why, but yeah, it's like almost this energy is being split. So it doesn't really matter who is watching, a man or a woman, but I want to say you have both energies really aligned. And the Star Mother, I want to say this is like the passive energy that you're giving off, meaning that this is like more so about your presence in the shadows or what people feel about you indirectly. You can be very nurturing or very loving or very, if you're a man, it can also play itself out that you can be very kind. But I want to say with the Emperor and the King especially, with this beautiful crown and sword, you know how to be active and when to be active. So it's like this is more so a reflection of your active parts of yourself. So this means you are directed in life. You know what you are doing. You know how to take control. You know how to take the lead. You are a leader. People see you as a leader. People see, they're very intrigued. Like this pile, people are very interested to know who you are, what you're doing, how much money you're making, how popular you are. Some people suspect that you are someone who's popular. Someone out there is suspecting that you have some hidden business of sorts or hidden success that you like to keep in silence, or that you keep your achievements to yourself and that you like to keep them that way. I feel like you are slowly building like an empire for some reason. Like you're slowly building your reputation, your word, like of town is circulating about some hidden success that you are keeping to yourself and that you are nurturing there for you and for your loved ones. And a lot of people are wanting to be close to you, and Shadow is going to be like someone want to take part in this and profit. But I want to say this pile doesn't have time for that. Like I don't have no time for this BS. Like who cares? I'm gonna achieve what I want and I'm gonna trust the people I trust, and everything is going to be in control. I have in here very obedient people wanting to be like in good terms with you and using obedience as some sort of like manipulation tactic, whatever. Definitely like a lot of spying, people watching, but you're like remaining unfazed in all of this. This is hilarious. Like with the Four of Pentacles, you're still doing what you're doing, and it's like I couldn't care less. Like I couldn't care less what people think about what I'm doing, or if they want to profit off of me. Like good luck, good luck with that. Like good luck with pile number one. I feel like you are too busy. Like honestly, this pile is too busy to even care. Like I would expect some people trying to socialize, and you're like, no, I really like don't give a about these people. Like I can feel their intentions, and you're like, yeah, I'm sorry, but I have to work. I'm very busy, and I have some very passionate projects to pursue. And it's not like that, but you're going to like excuse yourself in a very beautiful, polite way or manner, and people are going to like remain in the shadows or in the dark, addicted to your energy and attention. Okay, um, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Like this pile, you're the happy case of someone who's being ignorant or oblivious to the level of how you leave people in shambles as a result of you like impressing them or leaving an impression or intrigue and mystery in regards to what it is that you're hiding, but you're not hiding anything. Like this is like the crux of it. Like you're not, who's hiding and is what are they hiding? Because definitely you are not the one. If anything, these people should be questioning what intentions they are hiding about you. Okay, if anything, this should be their concern. Okay, this is like, should you be concerned about your intentions being impure and perhaps not about me? Perhaps it's like your own issue. Perhaps you like want me to achieve something that you want and you just don't know, or you're not there yet how to like make it work for you. But what is my participation in this whole equation? This is like the energy that I'm receiving in here. It's like almost the funny thing is it's not the case of you even being too stressed out. I feel like there is indifference in here, and it's like genuine indifference, and this is driving these people insane. Like, I want to say, some haters in here of yours are insanely drawn to you. Insanely. Like, we have the devil. And I feel like you're not, like, you're not even going to be aware of what it is that I'm talking about, okay? But with the devil, it's like please let me be a part of your life, but you're like, no, let's say, like, how about no? Like, is no good enough for you? Like, can we talk about this? Like, is no okay? Like, this is the, like, very guarding your energy, very good. Like, I want to say, very good. How can you mother yourself? Very mature. This pile is giving me very mature energy, and with expect powerful change, you're blossoming. You're blossoming, pile number two. Like, what are you doing? If you're pursuing something, if you're resonating with the idea of pursuit of your own direction or your own, like, and with creativity, it's definitely something, okay? People are like feeling like there is something brewing in there. You're cooking, okay? This person is doing something there that is not quite apparent, but we can feel it, okay? And you're like, I don't care, okay? You don't care, that's okay. Yeah, it's funny, but anyways, your haters are suffering. Like, what are you doing with them? We have Nine of Swords. People are feeling like they're being ignored by you. Like, these haters are thinking that you have some resource. There is envy, okay? This is strongly coming through as envy. And why can't we have something that they have? Like, I feel like they're in this Two of Wands energy where they're planning, or they see what they want but they don't know how to take action, like as you did with the Three of Wands. You see how the Two of Wands in here is very like no fire, and only like um it's light from the sun or from the dawn. Actually, there is no fire in here. There is only plans, and like only reminiscent, like reminiscing over what can be. With the Three of Wands, it's like it's almost like nighttime, but all the um wands are on fire, so you could be like lighting the way. People are saying that you're building your own legacy. People are could be saying that you are building your own like life path, your own success, your own power, your own, like as I said, like slowly and silently building an empire. And it's like almost giving me an energy of people don't know it, or they suspect there is something off. So it could be that you're winning people over without even trying. You could be winning friends over. You could be, a lot of people could be like very feeling very lucky that you give them attention, or you have given them attention at some point. But it's like, yeah, I'm so honored to be like a part of this story of yours, like pile number two. Like, this is the energy I saw. Now, the next section for the reading is going to talk about who are your lovers, supporters, and what are they saying about you. What's the tea? What's the juicy tea on you in regards to that? I feel like they see you as a very balanced person when it comes to work ethic, professionalism, and they really, really appreciate how you go about in life creating what it is that you want to see. I feel like this is also very foundational energy with a Seven of Wands. I started from the right side, but whatever. It's almost like I have to fight for my dreams, and I don't care how much I need to fight or how hard it's going to get. It's like eventually I'll get there. So it's giving me long-term oriented vision, long-term effort, also commitment to work. This is coming through, and people like your loved ones, your admirers, lovers are really appreciating how powerfully you are expressing yourself in the idea of creating something. Also, yeah, with creativity, that's of course very natural. That's a very good combination. Like, and because it's in reverse, I feel like you could be so detail oriented that at some point it's like quite inevitable that you are going to achieve something very solid. Also, delayed gratification. People are saying that you are delaying your winnings, your achievements for the sake of a greater expansion or a greater impact. We have the Six of Wands reversed. So this is like the kind of energy, or I feel to it as if you don't care for get rich and quickly, or you care for impact, you care for valuable resource or valuable expression of your value in valuable expression of your value, okay? Quality, okay? So it's quality and receiving money based of that. So it's very like ecological as well, and based on not schemes, but very honest, like I give you value, you give me money type of thing. Page of Pentacles as well. Like, I want to say your friends, your lovers are seeing you as someone who's very well placed, very well created. Almost it's giving me like, I heard God was in very good mood when he created you, or it, whatever, he, she, it really doesn't matter. But um, God was in very good mood when they created you. Like, this is, with the pages, like, people are, I would expect, like, with the word of town, okay, like, when you're really attracted to someone and you kind of want to be in their presence all day, every day, this is giving me like your secret admirers. They're quite actually not secret because you would see them all over the place near you. Okay, if this is workplace, if this is like, trust me when I say that with this pile, I feel like you cannot be alone. Like I want to say, like, you cannot. Oh God, I feel like privacy is going to be an issue with this pile. Like, I feel like finally enough, if you wanted this, like, here you go. Like, if you wanted, I feel like it's going to be very difficult for you to be private because I feel like you have a lot of interference from people wanting and curious, like very curious to be what's going on, like what's going on with your life, like how can we participate more, and like how you're going to recognize the people who are secret admirers. These are people who are going to jump at your help, like jump like at you like a damsel in distress, like only say a word. Only say a word and we're here. Like, this is what I'm seeing with the Page of Pentacles. It's almost like you see these two white deers. Oh God, like, you just have to say a word and people are going to jump at your feet and say like, let me help you with this, let me help you with that, like, please don't be sad, like I will fix it for you. Like, this is the kind of energy I'm feeling from this. And they know, like, the people who love you specifically, they know that you are not everything that you are showing currently. Like, they know they have to be like in for surprises. Like, I want to say popular pile, I want to say it's like very, it's giving me very like a lot of reputation, good reputation, people talking about you, like, who is this person, who's this person, like, I don't understand. And almost like you're upsetting people for for that kind of like amount of attention that you're getting, or that you're becoming so popular that people are saying like, can we please not be shadowed, like can you please move? And you're like, I'm not even trying, I'm sorry, like this is sorry but I'm not sorry, like that kind of energy. Very freeing, like you are very freeing. Something about you is very like freedom oriented. Some people feel really liberated by your presence. With the High Priest, you have your own way in which you live your life and you like to create your own rules and live by them, or it's as if you are structuring your life and relationship specifically in accordance to your rules. So it's like this pile is not going to settle for BS. I want to say that it's almost giving me like people who come into your life to dictate conditions and try to shake up the foundations that you've already created. Like, good luck trying. They can't. It's feeling like it's giving me people trying to show up into your life, dictate something, and you're like, I never cared to begin with. Like, I never cared for your opinion to begin with because I lived with my rules from the day I was born, baby. It's like that kind of thing. Nobody really dictates this pile what they should and shouldn't do, okay? I want to say in here as well that, yeah, I'm gonna say it. People are afraid, okay? Are you proud? Did you do a good job at it? Because I feel like you worked on it. Um, it's giving me that the people who love you are also kind of a bit on edge with your either reactions or whatever, or lack thereof, because we have the priestess in reverse. Like, there is some aspect of you, like, almost like survival fears energy coming through, like, mess me up and I'm gonna mess you up 1,000 times. Something like this. So it's like mess with me or my loved ones and you're going to regret your existence. Something very fierce, powerful, afraid, like almost you have your pre-established order in life, and when someone comes into your life and says like, no, this is not working, you should be changing that, it should be different, and you're like, I don't care, I didn't ask you anything, okay, I didn't ask your opinion, and do you think that your opinion is that much important for you to vocalize it to me? I'm sorry, it's not. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I feel like this pile can outwardly be so mean, but when they choose to be so, and I feel like this is like a safety measure, let's say. It's like a plan that you have like in case of a dire emergency. And it's almost like people are knowing this or are feeling this, like mess with this pile and they're they're capable of some very interesting things. Let's not vocalize them in here, but I want to say it's like, don't mess with this pile, because they can make you terrified if they really decide or want to, or very strong powerful willpower, free will to use it whatever and however I want, unique style as well. I want to say you and your choices in life, they're so like personalized towards your own like gears. Like, I would expect you to have a very strong opinion in life. I would expect, and people are also actually people expecting this, for you to have a very solid idea of what is life meaning for you, like what part or what relationships like mean to you, or you have a strong definition of your identity of yourself, and people are seeing that you they don't have a space for their opinion to be like given or even like taken in consideration, because you can bite back this pile. I feel like you can bite back really easily. I feel like you just need a hint of disrespect and these people are flying outside, like flying outside the window, okay. And it's very like almost effortless. Like, man, I feel like this pile is mm, I feel like this pile is actually very like not guarded but ready and armed to fight. Like, you know, it's giving me an energy, okay? It's giving me like, you know how samurais wear a sword with them all day, every day? And it's like you're the samurai who has managed to somehow like refine themselves and control themselves, and you're like, life is not a war, and but you're like, you are like looking for the fight, or you want the fight because it's you're waiting for a challenge. And when you hear an unrequited like unrequited, I don't know which one is it, but opinion, like if you didn't ask for an opinion and someone vocalized it and you're like, finally I can use this sword, like I was carrying it for a reason, and you're like, I would expect this pile to be hardcore like gangsters in the past, and now they're like, okay, life settles, and maybe I want a family, maybe I want to live a more like settled and less let's fight everyone type of life, in a very funny way. Like, I'm not saying, but this is like giving me an energy of the meme where, you know, people takes take compassionate and kind people for granted without knowing that in the past they were actually playing the completely opposite role. And it's like, yeah, care to like really provoke me, because I'll show you my past in details and in a demonstration. This is coming through as even like friends or admirers trying to really try you out and see how far your rage can go, and it's almost playful. Or yeah, for some this is going to be playful, for some it's not going to be quite as playful. But I want to say, people want to know what's the greatest extent of your rage or power, because they want to know, they're curious. But for some it's almost like teasing. I feel like Okay, I feel like definitely this is the case. Like, in relationships where when two people really love each other and they trust each other and they're in like their if relationship is very strong, very bulletproof, you can expect at some point for them to like play some of them play pranks on each other, and these could be like really hardcore pranks. And I feel like in this case some people like really like to tease you or to really make fun of you, but in a very playful way. Like, I'm not sensing offensive way, but almost for some it's like they are awakening some demons they are not ready for. Like, I feel like this pile, like, um I'm all very peaceful and loving and compassionate, but you're playing like dangerous games in here, because if I really want, I can show you like what real rage and anger is, like beyond what you've seen in your life and in movies, like for 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 your whole life. It's like, yeah, it's so funny. Like, you can be intimidating, okay, to say the least. You can be intimidating. These people are like playful, but you're going to play with something that you're going to regret playing with afterwards. Who your lovers and supporters and admirers are, these are, I feel like they're from afar. These people are actually from all kinds of like demographics, but with the Three of Cups, this is definitely close people, especially the people who try to be like in your close physical proximity. Also, people who try to be close to you, but they don't come in contact with you, because we have with the Five of Swords. Almost as if this is a work situation, they could specifically work in your close proximity to be in your aura, let's say. Um, this is also close friends. So if you are crushing or if you have crushes, you have indeed crushes from your close friends. And a lot of people watching you, a lot of people like this is like community. I want to say you are going to be quite confident about who these people are, knowing by the 10 and 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups that these people are it's easy to tell by them, like by their behavior, that they're actually very much so interested or crushing on you, because it's quite obvious. Like, first, it's like from the Ten of Pentacles, it's almost like closeness, quality time, being in your close proximity. But with the Ten of Cups, it's also quality time with affection. So it can be that people can outwardly express stuff to you, but it's almost like we have like a lucky timing for us to express, like, because they're here. Like, I feel like you're not present uh, with a lot of people like every single time. So people, like, when they catch an opportunity with you, they feel like very very lucky, like feeling like God gave them a blessing when you are close to them in your like basking in your presence. That's what's coming through. And yeah, I feel like you're gatekeeping also a lot of crushes in here, or people who are like interested in you, or you disappear and these people are like, where did they go? Like, where did they disappear? Why are they not on the radar anymore? Like, what's going on? I feel like you choose the people, not them. Like, I feel like if you deem someone unworthy, and it's not because they are unworthy, but because it's like a mere thing of incompatibility, then it's definitely like you're not going to sit on it for too long. Like, you realize coldly that, you know, with some people you get along, with other people you won't get along. So goodbye, I'm sorry, but we don't align on this one, and I just don't want to hurt your feelings, but that's the deal. I'm not interested. So from the proximity, I feel like this pile is going to resonate with the idea, like, I don't care as much who's in love with me, because the people who are going to the ones that I'm going to notice, I'll for sure find information and dig up information about them. Like, a very social also pile, a very people talking a lot about your personality, about your achievements, about your desires, about your whole like building foundations for life and creating like a legacy almost, and it's like, the kingdom doesn't have to be yet formed for you to call it yours, almost like, when a star is born, when a celebrity is born, they are a celebrity from the day they were born till the day they die. And yeah, chances are they continue holding that energy forever. But I feel like this pile doesn't need confirmation in the form of acts or in the form of real life achievements, so long as they know who they are and what they are creating and where they are advancing in life. So it's really funny when I see in this pile that people are thinking that let's judge them by the way in which they succeeded in life, where they are at right now, when you're only setting foundations and you are believing in your work as if it has already like been brought to fruition. Okay. um yeah, so it's really funny whatever people are thinking that your like current achievements, that if they are not a barometer for your success, like I wanna see the faces of these people when some time is going to pass and they're going to feel the extent of commitment, energy, and power you have invested in things. But till then, good luck in your delusion. Like, these people are so hilarious when they think that they can judge you by these standards. Okay, so I was taking some on top of these cards, other cards from other deck, doesn't matter. We have again the Empress. Yeah, so yeah, as I was saying, Star Mother, you are very like, also this is abundance. Like, you're very motherly. This is abundant energy. If you are not necessarily identifying with that, if you are a man, for example, that's normal. It's not the case that I'm playing in here with roles or genders, but you could be very resourceful. This is very like, I have my own empire type of energy. Also, if you're going to look closely with the Six of Cups, this card shows the progression from egg to a newborn chick. So this is like exactly what I was talking about. Trusting the process of success and trusting the process of setting a foundation for something that you believe in, and trusting that you don't have to show immediate results for something to be qualified as worthy or successful. And let's throw this whole success thing in the garbage, because I feel like this pile doesn't care for success. This pile cares for impact, for self-realization, for self-expression, and for love, and for supporting everyone they love. And this is like, if this is success, then okay, but intangible word of success and achievements for the sake of it, for the sake of comparison, this is so, it's okay for some, but it's so like, let's not place ourselves on a treadmill for success and suffer and feel like we're not good enough. Like, this is not saying about you, this is like more so you embody the energy, like, I have everything and I've had everything from the moment I was born. Like, this is Queen of Cups. Maybe at times it can be challenging for you, but it's almost like it's always coming back. Your true essence, who you are, it's always coming back. It's always making a comeback to you and reminding you that beyond all the challenges, there is something there for you, which is you, your being, your story, your legacy, your brand, your own soul, your own presence. It's there for you. You cannot avoid it. It's yours. It's linked to you. It is you. You're not your body. You're not emotions. You're not thoughts. You're beyond all of this. And soul, yeah, congratulations. It's like all coming from this spring of life, which is your soul, which is coming through in this reading. And Queen of Swords, I want you to really look at this card and realize how powerful you are with the Queen of Swords in here, accepting all the challenges, accepting all the targeted at you, like the hate, the actual like disagreements, the actual expectations, um, all the false stuff that you're taking on, cutting through all of this, because we have with the Queen of Swords, we have a very willful person, someone who's cutting through illusions. And yeah, I want to say, like, your loved ones, your admirers are really, really proud and supportive of you, and you are going to see the support if you haven't already. But I feel like with the Ten of Pentacles, it's almost like this maturing energy. So if you have been investing in relationships, if you have been investing in projects, you are going to feel the impact of those on you, onto the people you love, in time. You know, it's going to come off like as like fruits of your labors, and people are going to be very aware of what it is that you were doing all along. Okay, now let's go into haters and what they're saying. um, as I said, I saw in here envy and loneliness. I feel like people are comparing themselves to you. They first like start to compete with you and think that they are better than you, but then things like turn around and they realize that, you know, they were actually wrong in their perception of you. And with the Hanged Man, it's almost as if you are overthrowing challenges which are otherwise like unthrowable. You know, this could be like generally people, for example, it could be a case. I'll give you an example. I don't know if it is about you, it can be, doesn't have to be. For example, we have people who've had very like strong tower moments, very difficult situations in life, deaths, for example. And for some, they could think that, you know, usually people don't get out of these, and homelessness also can be, not saying this is your case, but in general, like some very powerless situation or despair situation, for example, also when people are being left, like families, like spouses leaving the family, you know. There is also like a situation of sorts where you have beaten the odds and extracted the best out of the challenging situations you've been through, and it's almost like a desperate situation you haven't sunk into. Like you decided to empower yourself, you decided to look at the solution, and you got yourself out of it, and your haters are like, how are they able to behave in such a balanced way? I don't understand, you know. How are they able to face the challenges and be on top of things despite all of the things that they went through? You're sparking a lot of intrigue and interest, and they're like talking about how did you achieve it? Like, who helped you? What did you do? Like, a lot of self punishment they're experiencing, a lot of self doubt, a lot of self criticism that they're not good enough in comparison to you, pile number two. This is what's coming through, and they want to be like, I want to say your haters in here, some of them really like want to know what's your success story, and they want to imitate. Like, I feel like a lot of copycat energy that's coming through, but it's the difference in here is like they are trying to copycat something that they cannot embody right now, or they're not seeing how they can do that, and they're almost like looking for not the journey and all the challenges you've been through and you're going through, but they're looking at the end result and calling it like success, and they want to pursue it as well. They want to pursue it, and they feel like, I feel like these people have, in comparison to you, a very um short-minded like goal, short gratification type of mentality. Get rich quick, get fame quick, find shortcuts. This is like, I'm sorry for these people, but they don't know what they're heading into with the Three of Swords being reversed. The signs are there. Like, I want to say the signs are there for the people that they cannot succeed in the same way that you did or you are doing, but they are still trying. I want to say you are like a life lesson for some people, for some haters in here specifically, or you are an example of what's possible. Or when you hit your rock bottom, it doesn't mean that you are going to sit there and lay there forever, and you are an example of flexibility and resilience, you know. So that was all pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe. Make sure to comment below if you're pile number 2. I'd be really grateful to hear from you, and I think that's all. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Hello and welcome to reading pile number 3. I almost said 4. Let's see what's the juicy tea on you. So what's the juicy tea on you happens to be with beginnings and the champion card, like the first two cards. Talk about very interesting dynamics in here, because with beginnings, it's as if, again, we have like this reoccurring energy from another pile. Some people don't know what to expect from you. And with beginnings, it's as if people see a lot of character traits or skills, beginnings in skills or beginnings in many talents. I feel like this pile can be multifaceted or multi-skilled or multi-passionate as well. And with the champion, it's as if we have in here a glimpse of what's possible for you or what's in store for this person. And I feel like we have in here like a very resourceful person. Some people talking about you as being very like resourceful, driven in life, and like giving off high hopes or things being expected from you with a very high, like at a very high bar of expectation, you know. We as well have it's time to take action in reverse, the judgment card, soul family in reverse, five of swords reversed, and the fool. I feel like you are playing a role in here, like it's as if you are playing out a personality of yours, which is one that permits you to be very like hidden in your intentions, and some people are actually picking up on things, but I want to say a lot of them are actually not sure what's happening and they're not like as perceptive. I want to say we haven't heard some people talking about you or thinking that you are hiding something or you're running away from attention or from questions, or people are trying to read you. Okay, so that's the tea on you. Specifically in here with the these three cards, it's time to take action, judgment, and the soul family card. It says, or it feels to me like you're a very different person when it comes to your setup of like characteristic or character traits. I feel like in here I'm talking about someone who's an individuality and someone who can be quite intense. I want to say, with it's time to take action, I want to say there isn't here a strong energy of you showing one thing, meaning that you show the fool to the world, like you show this appearance of like very light-hearted interactions or something like this. But in fact, we have a much deeper soul or much deeper personality that you're actually hiding. Also with it, it's time to take action being in reverse. I feel like, or I have a feeling that this pile is capable of showing much more than they're actually out there showing. Or it could be that you have very strong spiritual like connections and like maybe rituals for some, that you're actually like very guarded in a way, like spiritually. And with the judgment, it's as if you are hiding in the society the fact that you're not a usual demographic type of person. And I feel like you are, or you can resonate, some of you, with the idea that you are not from this, like you're not entirely human. If of course that applies to you, because I don't know who is going to watch this, but I feel like there is something about you that comes out as maybe alien in a positive sense, where like with the soul family you don't feel like you belong. Either you don't belong in this like world, you don't belong in this um, collective you are right now in. And with the judgment card, it's like a yearning, and people see that you are not from this world, something like this, you know. It's almost as if people are talking about the fact that there is some sort of spiritual aspect in you that's aspiring for more. So it could be also that we have in here a situation with coworkers where, for example, like I feel like this is the pile, like you can have situations at work or whatever it is that you're achieving at your workplace. you could be given a raise, for example, and you have this attitude like you deserved it, or you feel like it was not a big deal. Not about deserving really, but it's like you are not as enthusiastic about it as perhaps people are in general, like the ones that are surrounding you, and they say like, why doesn't this person like you, why don't they celebrate, like why aren't they happy with the material, and it's like they won't understand, or it feels to me like we have some very desperate people for money, success, and advancement career wise, but you're like, yeah, it's great, but this is not everything that I'm like, I'm not placing my whole like bet on this career or something. Like I have much more important things. It's as if we have in here a case of someone placing much more importance on spirituality rather than the actual like physical or material world. And I feel like definitely with the Fool you can have this attitude like I'm in this life and time will pass and I'll be out of it, or something like this, like I'm not stressing over life as being perfect or having the perfect career, the most successful career, Even if with the Two of Wands in here, I feel like you can be someone being perceived as very successful, like future oriented. I feel like you live in the moment, and the result of this, like enthusiasm being birthed from the present moment, it's as if you're giving off the impression that you are very focused on the outcomes in life. But it's quite the opposite, like you are just not so focused on the desperate attempts to gain success with the Ten of Pentacles, but you're like living it in a very authentic or natural way. I feel like also you can be considered someone who's very lucky for some reason with the Death card, like you are avoiding a lot of like misfortune, or you could be considered, or people are talking about that you are the favorite. Yeah, I don't know what's the case in here with the favorite, but I feel like you're very harmonious. We have a lot of cards. I'll mention them later, but I feel like you are a very peaceful individual, and some people are talking about this quality of yours that you somehow like tame people, like tame even the worst of the worst, I feel like also we are dealing in here with a person who's very like uh, the opposite of temperamental, someone who's capable of restraining themselves from reacting, or someone who's very much so focused on very peaceful and diplomatic relationships, and people are kind of envying you, and with the Devil card like saying like, why is this person so cool on their like emotions when I would react very like very patient, like you are a very patient person, and it's almost like the first impression, or what are people talking at first about you, is this full impression, like you are, I'm not gonna lie, some haters are saying that you are like this full energy, like very light-hearted, very like non-interested in maybe gossip, or not interested in like what's going on, but actually like you are more interested in your peace, and things kind of evolve and develop in such a way that you're actually on top of the game for some reason. Like we have in here some very conflictual energy with the people, what they're talking, what they're saying about you specifically. But it's almost as if we have the Hermit energy. I'm surprised we don't have this card in here, but it's like, yeah, a funny combination of cards and information saying that you are not necessarily like blending in so well, or that you don't actually feel belonging on. So, or some people are saying that we would want to take them in, but they behave in a very like solitary way, where they have their own pace and way in which they function, and they feel like somehow rejected by you for some reason. Okay, yeah, with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, some people want to get nosy and actually get under your skin, and with the Moon, it's like you catch them right off the bat. And with the World, it's like a very polite but strong decline. It's like a very polite and strong rejection of sorts, with like a hint towards the idea like, I know what you're doing, like I know what you're trying to tinker in here, and I'm not buying it, and treating people in a very light manner, not even getting angry. So I feel like this pile, if they want, they can be confrontational, but almost as if right now at this point in your journey, you're choosing to be more peaceful, loving, and diplomatic with your energy, because it feels to me like you are not so easily baited into relinquishing your peace, relinquishing your cool or cool-headedness, or how do you even say that, like very calm, very peaceful. Like we have the world card twice. I feel like you are either culturing that peace in your life, or people are talking about the fact that you are a very peaceful, also very moral standards, keeping moral standards type of person, or talking just about like a very strong sense of integrity when it comes to, like, you can be that person to stick up with their ideals and morals to the point where if you are going to be alone in that, then fine. Yeah, but I'll keep my promises to myself, and very much so, like, respect. With the Seven of Swords, it's like people are afraid to involve you in some very difficult or shady situations, or if they are cheating. For example, if you are in a situation where the group is trying to actively cheat, in the guise of, for example, using something for their advantage and keeping it secret, then they'll have a real problem with you in here, because I feel like with the Two of Swords, you're like going to be like, no, I'm not buying it, I'm not taking a part of it, I'm not gonna like outwardly judge or say what's right from what's wrong. I know what I will do. And it's like, it's sparking a lot of like, how dare they disobey like the group, something like this, while you being at the same time very much so oriented towards this group and being compassionately oriented towards their help. But I feel like you are quite the obstacle in people's lives in a good side. I feel like you're contributing to some sort of level of balance and honesty wherever you step in. Like you step in like a very honest, integrity type of person. And yeah, with the sun, it's like a lot of recognition, respect, and with the world, it's like people are wanting to be by your side because they know that there is no short cuts or shady stuff when it comes to your persona. So you have a lot of respect and recognition. You have positive recognition from the Six of Wands being upright, and from the other deck, it's like some people are really crushed. I want to say people are crushed with the idea that you're not the usual type of like, let's bargain with them and please try to win them over. Like, good luck. Good luck with that. It's almost giving me a very strong also work ethic. So if you're working and this is about work, like in a work environment with a lot of colleagues, then it's talking about the fact that, you are respected for the fact that you're doing your work in a very honest way and very balanced, almost as if you're not going to be that person to jump in earlier at work just because the whole idea of honesty and working honestly like is going to give you some sort of like boost in that. But no, you're very balanced, like working honestly, but also like taking time off when it's necessary or not rushing. Okay, so it's not going to be like I'm gonna overwork myself till I'm sacrificing myself for this work. And it also comes about with the same energy when it comes to relationships. So I feel like you are very experienced with the Eight of Wands. It's like, throw whatever you have at me, because I know how to handle it, and I can handle it quite well. I feel like with the haters in here from the section we have, you walk away from conflict not because you don't know or you can't handle it, but because you guard your peace or you have much more important stuff to do. I feel like you can also, as I was saying, you could be also that kind of person who's capable of taming people. Now, what does that mean? Well, because we have a prevalent amount of peace, love, and really compassionate cards in here, I want to say at first people can try to challenge you or try to stand in your way. And I'll delve into that when it comes to your haters. But what I want to say in here, it's you can live situations with a very good reputation, meaning that um, if people are starting to be really scandalous or try to pick a fight with you, you can outmaneuver the situation really well. And they're saying that you are leaving the situation like untouched. So it can be the case that you are holding a very good grasp over your emotions, and it's being said about you like you are very experienced in that domain, you know. Also, yeah, I think that came through, and what was interrupted was actually you can leave haters in a blank situation or in the dark. So with the Hanged Man, it's almost a feeling of I have nothing to prove to you. Walking away with the Eight of Cups, like you see how this card shows a cup full of fire. I feel like you are not even interested in drama, and you're like leaving people like literally hanging in here, and you can be that person to be like just simply walking away from a conflict that is not worth pursuing. And I'm not saying that you're like pacifistic to a pacifist to such a degree that you don't fight back. I feel like you can snap back quite powerfully so, but you're holding in and you're picking your fights according to their importance. So I feel like if you were to deal with a very small fight or something really insignificant and it's like not worth going for it, then most likely you are just going to leave whatever the situation may be in a very healthy way. So yeah, I want to say it's like from the haters category, I feel like almost we have in here from lovers to haters and from haters to lovers situation. I feel like you are possessing like in your presence a very like high rank type of individual, and this is like I feel like it's coming from the spirituality aspect and very balanced, very much controlling like their expression and what you show to the world. And I feel like you've had the situation in here with rejection, like a sort of situation where you showed people that they should remain in their own like lane and like not try to aspire for more with you. And I feel like also it's the case of you rejecting politely someone, but this person took it very like to their heart, and it's almost like you left some ego bruised. Like I feel like you're not this is not the case with one singular person. I feel like you are someone who doesn't want to prove anything. People say that you are very proud and you're not proving anything, but when people are stepping in the boundary or the line, you are going to very much actively show them where the place of theirs is, you know. With the sun, this is no bad intentions, nothing personal. It's my boundary, you know. And with the lovers, it's like I feel like we are dealing in here with some haters who are very hopeless romantics when it comes to you. Like, but you're like, no, I'm not choosing it. Like, I'm not buying it. I'm not interested. It's not my style, you know. I feel like we have some pursuit in here from the haters, previous lovers who try to pursue you. Now they're your haters because they thought that you are equal to them. And I'm not saying it in a way to make you feel superior or make them feel also inferior as a result. I feel like you are someone and you're being talked about as someone who's just minding their own business. And when people try to interfere, ask questions, really get under your skin or try to get involved into your life and the information about your life, you know, it's not gonna work. So I feel like people are just begging to be rejected. People are just begging to be thrown off, like thrown thrown under the bus, unfortunately. Um, Also, what's coming through with this pile is a very powerful sense of refinement. So I don't know why for some reason, but a lot of piles are coming through as being very refined or having been like having been refining oneself to such a degree that you're now coming out in a better quality or a more polished quality, meaning that, you know, maybe in the past you were more open and right now you're a bit more closed and you are controlling what you say or what you present. Overall, I feel like this pile is it's giving me a hermit type of energy, but almost as if like not in the bad sense. And it's like solitude that comes with the idea that you need your own private life to go for spiritual stuff, you know? That comes with the judgment. I feel like you have higher priorities than socializing. And I'm not saying that, socializing is not important. It could be on a lower priority list for you specifically, you know? Yeah, I feel like overall people see you as being very balanced and have very high expectations or hopes for you in this. And there is a desire for closeness. I want to say in the haters category, there is a desire to know you, to reveal you, to know, like to ask a lot of questions, but I feel like you are keeping a distance, like a healthy distance, till they interfere and go deeper. I feel like we are dealing also with a very stubborn energy in here with the page of wands being in reverse. Like it's giving me very nosy. Okay, so also because we have a Leo represented, it could be a fire sign or it could be literally a Leo. Or actually, this pile, you can be a fire sign. It doesn't have to be, but a lot of fire energy, but almost as if it's concealed. And it's not concealed because it's not authentic, but it's concealed because you keep that fire for very specific purposes. And I feel like you are actually very loving. As I said, people are generally curious what it is that makes you being you. So I don't know if this pile does this on purpose, but you spark a lot of mystery and intrigue. But again, it's not on purpose. I feel like this pile is just mining their own life, and the byproduct of this whole I'm okay on my own. Like, I know what I want from this life, you know? It's almost as if, that is not enough for people, and they want to, like, it's almost like paparazzi type of thing in here. Also, it's quite fascinating how you have the Two of Swords again and Ace of Pentacles. Like, usually I feel like people see you as someone who's in for their own pursuits. Like, you cannot be, as I said, perhaps like bribed or bargained with, or you set your own expectations, limits, boundaries, directions, and achievements in life. Like, you set the bar. You're not listening to what people are saying you should be doing or shouldn't be doing. Like, you set the bar high for yourself, not because arbitrarily you want to seem ahead, of the people around you, but because it's yours. Like, I feel a very individualistic type of person, someone who is capable of even pursuing like their own spiritual needs or achievements in silence. And with a champion, you hold that energy, you hold it, and it reflects in your presence, and people are saying that, there is something about this person. Like, there is something about this person which is left unsaid, which is left in the dark, in the fog, and it's almost like we are waiting for this person to step up and reveal themselves to the world. Yeah, that's basically what I'm seeing. Also, some people say or talk about the fact that you're very like resourceful, or that you have a lot of money and you're hiding it. Okay, why am I saying that? Is because I see the Ten of Pentacles reversed. I feel like you don't wanna, like, don't, again, not boasting, not wanting to be a show off. If you know you are successful, then you don't have a need to prove it to anyone. With the devil, like, again, this is finally coming through as very balanced and very calculated expression. Very aware as well. I feel like some people might be seeing you or might be thinking about you as being someone who's very manipulative. But what's interesting about this pile, I don't sense conscious desire for like a bad intention, or I don't sense a manipulation where it's going to make people around you suffer. More so, this is a manipulation or a tactic of knowing your opponent better than they know you. And it's like with the Five of Swords, it's like an attempt to outsmart them, or trying to be ahead of the game to know what you can expect. What can you, like, what is this person made of? Like, almost as if you are trying to predict moves or predict patterns in relationships with people, and trying to, like, wisely avoid difficult situations, difficult outcomes, very much so oriented towards a very light, almost like positive or innocent manipulation. For example, I would call a manipulation something in this pile, something of a behavior that pacifies or redirects the situation or the outcome of a situation for the better or for the highest good of both parties of or all parties involved. So you can have this effect. Like as I said, some of you, actually a lot of you, have this taming aura, like taming taming the devil, almost like taming the angry people. You can have this intimidating aura, some of you can have this, and the ability to not be so easily intimidated, or you're not afraid of a fight. And this is being shown in your face, like in your presence, in your being. And some people avoid losing their cool and are actually very diplomatic with you because they know that they cannot like use this physical unsafety, manipulation, or intimidation to actually throw you off balance, you know? Or it could be that it can be that, or you can be very good at showing no emotion or showing as yourself as being unbothered and in control, which is good. I think this is quite nice to have in your arsenal or in your toolbox. Also, like, you are a person not for everyone, or if you are for everyone, this can be the case where you love everyone, you appreciate everyone, you see the good in everyone, but you are not for everyone when it comes to revealing the core aspect of your being or who you truly are, like in the whole vulnerable, like, all I am, I'm showing to you type of scenario, okay? It's interesting because we have as well the Seven of Wands. This could be maybe from the past. Maybe we are dealing in here with a very huge character progression, and yeah, you'll know if it resonates, but for sure I can say things were not easy. Like in life, people saw you in very different stages, and what they're talking about is the fact that you outgrew your challenges, or, this is giving me, with what I told you about being multifaceted or multi-passionate, the idea of, for example, someone having very high emotions, like, for example, very emotional person, then also having a very, generally like referred as like a bad temper, and also having a trait of being really slow, and someone who's maybe overthinking. Like we have the four, like, let's say generally metaphorically dysfunctions of the four elements, where you had to master them all. Like you had to refine the aspect of being slow and transfer it into quality. You had to master your emotions, your bad temper, and what was and overthinking. You had to redirect that energy into a good outcome. So definitely a lot of change, a lot of transformation. Of course, we have the devil card. I feel like you have been, or people are saying that you have been prepared to step up into the journey of being out there in the world. Or it's as if you have been prepared for this great love that you're going to give to people. And that is going to come as a result of you learning the lessons by yourself. And I feel like you had to master yourself from the core, like whatever that means for you. If you struggled with relationships, I feel like you have a lot of experience under your belt. If you struggled with money as well, it could be that you have a lot of experience or even literally money under your belt. Um, if you struggled with the unknown or with uncertainty or with like different problems, which were many, like with the Eight of Wands, I sense in here a possibility for you being overwhelmed. And with the Judgment, it's like you chose this. You chose this challenge for it to not define you as a weak or vulnerable person, but as something that builds you up, something that makes you stronger. Like this gym analogy where you have to break down your pre-existent like muscles for them to regrow in a better quality, and unfortunately there is no other way. So it's almost like a progression from a tower moment where everything seems to crumble to to the star card, which is the next card in the deck. meaning that after a very strong upheaval or dark night of the soul, you restructure, rebuild yourself in a better and more strong manner and with better foundations. So it's definitely about this pile being masterful of themselves to such an extent and degree that people say that, you are taming people. So what does that mean also, specifically for it to not be vague? I want to say, if you're dealing with generally temperamental people, I feel like you have this capacity with your presence to enter the room and them being very polite and almost as if they cooled down for some reason, and people are like, why did they receive a different behavior than we did, And it's almost like your energy blends in with the room, and some people are really like feeling it and are quite actually amazed and actually intimidated by it. So it feels to me like when you enter the room, while number three, you have this also very not like dramatic but intense presence to yourself where you draw a lot of attention, or as if you give off the energy of someone who's being very important, or almost like it's giving me a business person or someone who owns a lot of stuff, or someone who carries themselves with a lot of responsibility. But it's almost paradoxical because we have the sun. It's like when people get to know you, they get not the opposite but another polarity, which is very open, friendly, sociable, open towards communication, love, compassion, but it's almost again a bit guarded and like, it's giving me, I will help whoever needs my help, and um, I'll not feel like they are in debt to me, but at the same time, genuine like help, genuine restoration of sorts with the temperance as well. Yeah, I think you should be proud, pile number three. This is like a heavy, strong impact upon the world. Now, let's go into the category of what are people, like, what are your admirers saying? Like, what's the GCT on you about, like, from the perspective of your admirers? And also, who these people are. I feel like we have a blend in here of energies I've already, like, announced. People see you as being very strong. Also, like as I said, with the two of wands, future oriented. I feel like if you are a female, you could be the mother of a lot of people because your loved ones feel cared for. Like with these people, like with these children, having like pentacles um, tied to their neck, like the necklaces. I feel like whoever you are, you're leaving an impact on people. You leave people feeling cared for, like genuinely cared for, and it's like very like again light and not like I'm not taking responsibility and mothering you and babying you, whatever, but I'm giving you just enough so you can carry on, like you can withstand the next battle or something like this. Some of your loved ones again see you as someone who needs help or in a sense would benefit from being supported, but you refuse that help. You like with the Ace of Pentacles, the Moon in reverse, like it's okay, I'm gonna deal with it on my own and I don't need your help. It's like with the devil, again, ahead of the game, what I have been telling you, like very generous, very generous. Like we have the Six of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, oriented towards help, towards people, towards your loved ones. Like I feel like you can go in there in the dark, like in the very difficult situations for your loved ones, like sticking your hand in fire for the sake of your loved ones and protecting them. Very protective energy again. And what they're saying also that you're very resourceful. You're like very, very respective. I want to say like Queen of Pentacles for some and for a lot of people, like you'll resonate, you'll see. If you're not having money, you're going to have status with money. Like you're going to have status, you're going to have a lot of abundance with the sun, and also connections with which are vulnerable. The people whom you can trust. I don't feel like necessarily this also can be the case that you're not having these people right now, because with the world it's like an ending cycle. But I want to say all is like ahead of you, like everything is ahead of you still, and you're not having to worry about it, but you are going to meet the right people in the right circumstances, even if you are alone right now. um who these people are, very also like youthful energy from this Ten of Pentacles, very strange, unpredictable people who you can read and understand quite well. People who tried to get closer to you, you a bit like rejected but kept them as friends. Also like very neutral people. Like you give off a very good impression and you are very likable. Okay? Definitely a lot of people whom you helped in the past, especially with this Eight of Wands. It's like with a lot of challenges you've been through, and you were able to give advice, you were able to give a lot of support for these people, and these people feel in debt to you, okay? Um, for some reason, it's coming through like with a lot of youthful energy, especially with the sun. Like, I don't know why. Maybe this is your kids. Maybe this is some sort of situation where you work at a place where it requires you to care for a lot of children, for example, and they're really grateful for your help, okay? With the Six of Swords of Wands, it could be that, people see you as a rescuer, but in a positive sense, again, you coming into the game where things seem desperate, when things seem that they are like hopeless. I feel like you're that type of person as well who's being talked about as, let them try to succeed on their own. And if I feel like, or if I see them failing or struggling really hard, I don't want to get them like to the point where I was, and I will intervene and help them. Yeah, I feel like you have some people in here genuinely feeling cared for, where they were at the lowest points in their life, and especially with this Two of Swords, if you've had people with indecision and impasse, some sort of situation where they couldn't bring themselves to take action. Also with the Seven of Swords, if people felt outnumbered, you could have been that only person to like defend them. Very defensive, like, but in the positive, like, I will defend you with my life type of energy, like very motherly as well. But almost it feels to me like this pile has this deep yearning for having something similar given to them in return, even if perhaps you're not going to admit it in the comment section. But yeah, um, very like people see you, like your loved ones see you as a very powerful, I'm gonna fight like for your life with my own life. I feel like you can also be, as I said, protective, and if you find that someone was hurt and it was on your like on your watch, you are going to find that person and they better regret like messing with some people of yours, like some people from your league, okay? What I want to say, and what's coming through as well with the Two of Swords in here, interestingly enough, it's a feeling of you've given some people hope. And I feel like it's like a life situation struggle where you have given some sort of like an answer to a question, or you have given someone a willingness to be here again. I feel like you've touched some souls in here, a lot of souls in here, like very deep. You have a very deep grasp over spiritual stuff and getting into people's hearts. Like you can be the truth digger, you can be a shadow like work type of oriented person, you could be like truth bombing people as well. For example, there's Two of Swords in here. I could be mistaken, but you can confirm. You could have dealt with a very indecisive person when it comes to being here, and you gave them a very structured advice or direction what they should be doing to feel better. And it's like this person left your presence with a sort of renewal or a new sense of a newfound hope that things can turn for the better and actually in their favor. You have given some people some sort of a new fresh perspective on life, which made them like which made them desire a new like cycle, a new type of way in which they go about living life, you know? Um Also, I feel like there is a lot of compassion coming through from the people that you love. I feel like you also have close people, like if you have them, of course. This could also be family members or lovers, admirers, whatever, who see your pain, okay? With the Seven of Swords, I feel like we have in here people who have seen a very good, very strong glimpse into the pain or into the struggles you've been through, and I feel like you don't feel very happy about it, or you're like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. Like, I feel like you're eager to help, but you're not so eager to be helped, by the people that you love. And it's not necessarily like this is not coming through as like a bad thing, but I feel like genuinely you're someone who's like too busy rescuing other people, but in a more balanced way than you usually like find. Yeah. Uh, why is this pile feeling like you are sometimes too busy? Why is it feeling, is it making me feel like you are someone who is so busy that you basically don't have no time to yourself or to your own struggles, needs, whatever? Um, of course, this is not going to resonate for everyone, but I'm just dropping it in here just in case. Like, think about how much you give and think about if you were to imagine yourself loving like a friend and think about from their perspective, like would they want this help that they receive to be given like back to them? Like look at yourself from the eyes of your friends, or like recall someone you love, think about them and replace like the perspectives. Like think about, yeah, I think I'm confused here, but if you got the gist, it would be like looking at yourself from the perspective of someone you really love, and thinking like, do I deserve that kind of love as well? Because you definitely do. Like I feel you're too busy rescuing, like you're too busy helping other people to such an extent that you don't give yourself a break. But it's all like coming through as like for the greater good. Also, what can I say? You are very much so cherished. You are very, very like your presence. People like sorry, and love to bask in your presence again. And the people who are, I feel like we're dealing in here with a manipulation, okay? And it's funnily enough a very innocent one, but I feel like some people found out that you are very compassionate and rescuing like people, wanting to assist them. And I feel like some people actively sabotaged some situations they were involved with, specifically to get your attention or specifically to be on the radar for you and for you to step in and help them. You must know the situation, but I feel like with the distance I have described previously, people noticed that you jump in and help a lot of people, and they thought like, yeah, so if they jump in when we need help, then why won't we play the victim or the damsel in distress? And I feel like it worked for some reason. Maybe you didn't crack the code right off the bat, but I feel like some people realized this and were like, okay, I was fooled, but yeah, fine, whatever, I don't care. Um, you have some people in here wanting to be closer, wanting to be in your close proximity, and are attempting to manipulate you into actually you giving that to them, which is very funny. And yeah, it feels to me like it's very innocent, but also beware from the haters category. You have some very false person, false people, like showing you almost like neutral to positive type of attitude in like the upfront persona or image, but inside of them it's like hateful. Okay, so I would be careful with the people I come in contact with, and I would be more attentive towards reading the signs, reading with my intuition what's going on. But overall I feel like this energy, I feel like pile number three is in good hands, especially when it comes to their own judgment and guidance relative to spirituality. So, yeah, if the only thing that I would be stressing out would be self love in this case, or seeing yourself from the perspective, as I said, I don't know why I can't concentrate on that example, but it's like, yeah, give me a moment and perhaps I'll recall it. Okay, so what I was actually trying to say is this. So your situation, imagine this exact situation being experienced by someone you really love. Now imagine giving them an advice. Imagine giving them support. And by doing so, you're going to be realizing that the way in which you behave towards this person you really love, this way you should be behaving towards yourself as well. Okay? So this is all like a situation where you are capable of giving yourself advice or detaching yourself from your own identity to such a degree that you can give yourself advice and a key to a problem, a solution to a problem. And also not being with high expectations or really harsh on yourselves. This is going to be something about this pile as well, which is interesting, but people see that you are very guarded. People see you yearning for love, and people are talking about the fact that deeply inside of you, like, who are these people? I don't know, I have no idea, but who is capable of seeing that deeply? Questionable. Interesting also, but some people are feeling or saying that you deserve or that you want this, or you have this deep yearning for a true, innocent, vulnerable love, okay, which is doable. This is not a rose tinted glasses. Definitely, this is not an unrealizable situation. And if these people saw the possibility of it happening, then why shouldn't you? Okay. So that was all pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to say like I'm pile number 3, and I'll know who am I dealing with. Take care.